Welcome back to another Madden 19 rebuild. Today, I have the Miami Dolphins. This team is led by Ryan Tannehill. He's not that good. 78 overall, 30 years old. I definitely want to trade him. Kenyon Drake is a solid running back in real life, but I feel like in Sim he doesn't play too well. That's just kind of speaking from Madden 18 experience with him. He didn't really do much then. Maybe they fixed it, and maybe he's okay now. Danny Amendola, I mean, even though he just came over from the Patriots, I will probably trade him. Kenny Stills and Devontae Parker will stay for a pretty long while. Laramie Tunsil will start somewhere on this offensive line. Not sure if it's going to be left tackle. If I trade for a better left tackle, I can always shift him into guard or something. Josh Sitton is a pretty good left guard. He's like 32 years old, though. Yeah, he is 32 years old, but he is very talented. I'll probably keep him until he retires. Daniel Kilgore, nothing to write home about. Ted Larson, same goes for him. Jawan James isn't bad. He's a solid right tackle. And then Mike Gesicki is a rookie tight end. Very athletic tight end. He has 85 speed, 82 catching. Terrible run block, but that's okay. 88 acceleration as well. 78 catching traffic, not bad. On the defensive side over here, they have Minkah Fitzpatrick playing free safety. I'm pretty sure I've seen in other rosters, or like the first roster of this game, he was a cornerback. I will probably shift him back down to corner, just because, I don't know, his stats to me look more like a cornerback. 69 tackling isn't great for a safety, but 83 zone, 83 man, very good. 93 acceleration, 90 speed. I can't see his press coverage from here, but I'm sure it's like at least a 75 or something like that. Rashad Jones is a great player, but he's 30 years old. I think I might trade him just because of how old he is. He's just going to regress from here. I just want to say that I do really like Rashad Jones, though. I think he's a good safety. He's been one of the best safeties in the NFL. I'd say at least top 10 for the past while. Top 5 probably in his prime. Xavier Howard, not a bad number 2 corner, I guess. Bobby McCain, not a terrible player either. I think he's the most expensive corner out of all these guys. I don't know if I'll trade him, but like none of these guys are super amazing. So, I mean, none of their jobs are secure, I guess. William Hayes, Cameron Wake, Robert Quinn, all good pass rushers, but will probably all be traded. There's a lot of age on this defensive side, but a lot of these players are kind of like fan favorites from the Dolphins. Like Cameron Wake is a sick player. He just came into his prime very late in his career. He is very good, though. I keep saying the word very. I should probably use a different word there. Jordan Phillips is young. Akeem Spence, Devon Gottschall. Is Akeem Spence young? He's 26. Not terrible. We'll probably get traded. Raekwon McMillan. I always want to say Roquan, just because of Roquan Smith, but his name is definitely Raekwon McMillan. He's very young, 21 years old. I might even keep him at middle linebacker. I don't know. Stephon Anthony, Kiko Alonso, might trade him. There's a lot of pieces on this defense that I will most likely trade, but let me get into, a couple trades now. I did not expect that to go through. This makes absolutely no sense. I'm giving the Patriots Kiko Alonso and Chase Allen for Trey Flowers. I mean, he doesn't necessarily fit this scheme as a 4-3 defensive end, but I have had him in like Madden 18 and stuff where he's played as a 4-3 defensive end, and he plays very well over there. Let me just check out his speed. Okay, so he has 77 speed. I feel like he can totally get the job done as a 4-3 defensive end. I'm shipping off quite a bit of money to the Redskins to get Brandon Sheriff. I'm giving them Rashad Jones, Robert Quinn, and Daniel Kilgore. I'm not sure if this was an overtrade or not, but I'm giving the Jaguars Ryan Tannehill and a 3rd-round draft pick for Telvin Smith, TJ McDonald, and Bobby McCain for the Buccaneers 1st-rounder. Getting another 1st-round pick, this time from the Cardinals. I'm giving them Brock Osweiler and Danny Amendola to get it done. So right after I made this trade with the Texans for Andre Howell, I went to go turn off my controller because I had a phone call and I was trying to save some battery power, and I turned off the console by accident. So anyway, I gave the Texans a 2nd-round draft pick next year, AJ Derby and William Hayes, to get Andre Howell. I'm giving up quite a bit. I mean, I'm giving up the 11th overall pick projected. I think that's the Buccaneers pick. But I'm giving the Seahawks Akeem Spence, Cameron Wake, and that draft pick for Bobby Wagner. I'm giving the Bills Albert Wilson and Gavin Escobar for their 1st-rounder. I'm not sure why this is a thing, but I'm giving the Bengals Andre Branch, Stephon Anthony, and David Fells for Vontez Burfict. I'm getting Michael Brockers with this trade. I think I'm going to slide him into defensive tackle. But for him, I'm giving the Rams Vincent Taylor, Mike Hull, and Frank Gore. I really like Frank Gore, but he just has value and he's super old, so I just figured it's probably better to trade him. This should not happen, but a lot of trades shouldn't happen in this game. Isaac Hasiata, Gabe Wright, and Tony Lippett for the Bengals 1st-round draft pick. This is the team for the first season. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm planning on drafting a quarterback in this upcoming draft. But other than that, the rest of the offense actually isn't too bad. I might need another wide receiver, and I might need a tight end, depending on how Gesicki plays, and I will most likely need a center. Not most likely. I will need a center. But Kenyon Drake, I hope he can play well. Kenny Stills is playing in the slot for us right now. I think he can do pretty well there. Devontae Parker, then, I guess, is the number 1 wide receiver. I'm just going to settle it like this. Jakeem Grant is going to play the number 2 wide receiver spot. Not really the end of the world there. And then on the defense, Andre Howell is the strong safety. Akins, I don't even know who this is. Walt Akins. He's playing free safety. Micah Fitzpatrick is the slot corner, I think. Xavier Howard, number 1, I guess, then. And Cordrea Tankersley, the number 2. Who's this? Charles Harris, right? That's your first name? Second-year player there. Not terrible. Playing right end. Michael Brocker, starting defensive tackle. Jordan Phillips, number 2. Trey Flowers, left end. Telvin Smith, Bobby Wagner, and Vontez Burfict make for a pretty ridiculous linebacker core. Raekwon McMillan is the number 2 linebacker, in case that matters. So I'm going to send him to the end of the year. Not the end of the year. To the midseason mark, and I'll see you there. We are actually 5-3 at the midseason mark here. That's a lot better than I expected to be. 3-5 from the Jets. We are actually on top of the AFC East. The Patriots are 4-4, and the Bills are 3-5, along with the Jets there. 1 experience point from Kenny Stills, Kenyon Drake, Devontae Parker, and Brendel. Anything for Jakeem Grant? No. What about Ballage? Nope, he doesn't have any either. And then on the defense, we have 1 for Andre Howell, 1 from Trey Flowers, 2 from Charles Harris and Minkah Fitzpatrick, 1 from Cordrea Tankersley as well. Trey Flowers has to come back to the team. We just traded for him, and I definitely want him back. Juwan James, I want him back as well. Jordan Phillips, I think I'll let go. Marquise Gray, I'll let go as well. So let's start out with Trey Flowers. Hopefully we can negotiate with him. $70 million to spend. That's not bad whatsoever. We should be able to bring in some free agents as well, if there's any good guys there. Juwan James, I'll bring back. I'll probably try to target Trevor Williams in this rebuild here, but we got both of those guys there. I'm actually really surprised we made the playoffs this season. We went 9-7. The Steelers went 10-6, as did the Patriots. The Jets 8-8, and the Bills 4-12. Weren't the Bills like 3-4 or something at the midseason mark, or 3-5? So they won 1 game after the midseason, 3-1 in the preseason. Won the opening 3 games, lost to the Patriots, beat the Bengals and the Bears, lost 4 games in a row, beat the Colts. We scored 9 points in 2 games there, and then we beat the Vikings, Jaguars, and Bills to end off this season. That was a pretty clutch last 3 games, because without those, we would have definitely not made the playoffs. It wouldn't have even been close. Bryce Petty, 3,602 yards, 27 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Didn't really expect anything out of him. Kenyon Drake, 872 yards, 5 touchdowns. This is what I'm talking about. I don't get why he plays so badly in simulation. He's not a bad running back. 3.2 yards a carry? I'll probably be replacing him. Kenny Stills, though, over 1,100 yards with 8 touchdowns. He's playing very well in the slot. Devontae Parker gets 2 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki gets 6. Sacks, 12 from Juwan James, 10 from Laramie Tunsil. Really not that bad from those guys. And then on the defense, 143 tackles from Bobby Wagner, 112 for Telvin Smith, and 104 from Minkah Fitzpatrick. Tackles for loss, we have 16 for Vontez Burfict. He had 16 tackles for loss and 8.5 sacks. What kind of season? 15 from Trey Flowers, 11 from Michael Brockers, and 10 from Charles Harris. Sacks, we have 9.5 from Charles Harris, 8.5 from Vontez Burfict. Is he pass rushing or something? I don't even know, but that's a good season. 5 from Trey Flowers, 4 from Michael Brockers. We have 3 picks from Telvin Smith and Andre Howell, 2 from Bobby Wagner, 1 from Xavier Howard, Cordrea Tankersley, and Torrey McTire? I don't know. McTire? I don't even know who that is. Check out any touchdowns. We have 1 from Andre Howell. So we were 27th in the NFL in offense. Surprised that wasn't last. And then on defense, must have been pretty decent. 6th. We were so good on defense, but terrible on offense. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. Drew Brees in 2nd. Anybody from the Dolphins? Of course not. AFC Offensive Player of the Year? Nobody from the Dolphins will be near this. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Bobby Wagner, though. Nobody else from the Dolphins. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Mike Gesicki comes in 5th. Kalen Ballage comes in 7th. And then Durham Smythe comes in 10th. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Minkah Fitzpatrick comes in 3rd. Tremaine Edmonds wins it. Derwin James comes in 2nd there. Nobody else from the Dolphins. That's okay, though. Hopefully, Minkah Fitzpatrick got a decent amount of experience points. On the offensive side, we have 1 from a bunch of players. 3 from Kenny Stills. Not too much going over there. And then on the defense, we have 4 from Minkah Fitzpatrick, 3 from Charles Harris, 2 from Trey Flowers, and then 1 from a couple other guys, 2 from Andre Howell as well, and then Tankersley, he got 1 as well. Here's a look at the upgraded team. Of course, on the offensive side, Kenny Stills went up the most. He's an 87 overall, and he now has star development, which is actually pretty awesome. I think I'm going to keep him at the number 1 wide receiver position. I'm definitely okay with that. And then on the defense over here, Minkah Fitzpatrick is up to an 81 overall. He does have like 88 zone coverage, though. He's a pretty good number 1 corner, or slot corner, I guess. I think that's where he's playing. Charles Harris is an 81. He has star development as well. So I might try to keep him for this next season. I was considering, replacing him, but he has star development, so he can, casually go up to like a 90 overall next year or something. That would be pretty awesome. This linebacker core got a bit better. A couple other players went up as well. I didn't actually notice what our overall was. I think it's like an 82. Yeah, we are. And then the Steelers are an 87. I feel like absolutely there's no chance we take them down. But let's see. Maybe we can get a nice surprise and win a wild card game. We did not win. That's okay. I don't know why it always skips over the playoff schedule. Okay. Did not mean to go in the news, of course. Let's check out the score of that game. I almost said a record. Let's just go to the wild card here. We lost 29-24. That was actually a really, really close game. I have $35.62 million to spend in free agency. Trevor Williams, I hope, is here. Landon Collins is. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'm going after Landon Collins and Trevor Williams for sure. I know I just kind of recently got Landon Collins, but it wasn't in free agency, so this changes the game a little bit. 101 total points. I want to go, higher than that because players reject contracts so easily in this game for some reason. So let's try to get him 113 points. That should definitely be enough. And then Trevor Williams, I can't go after him. I didn't notice how many points the Redskins were funneling into his contract. Maybe I can pick up another cornerback. Brian Poole isn't bad. Mike Hilton isn't terrible. I kind of just want a better number 2 or something. Maybe Mike Hilton. He might be the move. Landon Collins accepted our contract. I did go after Mike Hilton as well. I did not hear back yet, but Landon Collins upgrades this defense nicely. With the third pick in this draft, I'm going to be selecting Devin Roby. B+ press, B man, C zone, but he has an 8.1 combine grade. He ran a 4.2840. He has a 6.633 cone and a 3.98 20 yard. That is insane. Let's select him. 83 overall. Quick development. What is this guy's speed looking like? 96 speed, 98 acceleration, 92 agility. This guy is nuts. I'm going to be trading away the 4th overall pick here in this draft. Let's see what I can get. A first next year. Actually, that's a first this year from the Bears. A 4th this year and a 6th this year. A first next year and a 2nd next year. Okay, next year stuff. That's actually not bad. A 1st and a 2nd next year with a 3rd this year. That's looking like the best pick, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. Travis Boyer is the wide receiver I want to select. So he doesn't have the best top 3 skills, but he's very fast, and he has a very good 3-cone and 20-yard shuttle. So I definitely think he's worth the selection, even if he doesn't have the best skills. Let's select him. 78 overall, quick development. He was ranked number 33. We took him at number 7. But 97 speed, 96 acceleration, 78 catching, 82 short, 81 medium, 81 deep. 94 agility as well. I think this guy might play in the slot. I really do like Raekwon McMillan, so I kind of apologize for trading him, but Bobby Wagner's on this team, so not too much of a reason to have him. So I'm giving the Titans him and a 3rd round draft pick for the 10th overall pick, which is right now. And here I'm going to be selecting a quarterback. The quarterback class this year really wasn't anything special. I'll show you. There was 2 decent guys here. There was another 1st rounder who was, a bust because he had a red diamond. A couple guys late. There's actually one guy late who looks decent, Nathan Webster. But I think I'm going to go with Hanson Kutavides. I have to go with the guy with the weird last name, don't I? But Hanson Kutavides looks like the best quarterback in this class. B+ throw on the run, B+ throw power, B+ play action. He actually has the same top 3 skills as Harris Smolko. They're just in a different order. I don't know. But I'm going to select him. Is he any good? He's a 76 overall, quick development. Ooh, that was a reach and a half. Ranked 47th. 86 throw power is actually horrible. 76 deep isn't great. 85 medium is very good. 86 short is very good. 89 throw on the run. 78 speed. I definitely could have waited for that other guy. It's not that big of a deal, though. I really didn't give up all that much. I mean, Raekwon McMillan was a backup, so, it's not the end of the world. I think Pierce Patrick might be my selection. Very, very good combine, 7.8, and I do want another cornerback. Antoine Dawkins, this is the really slow guy. Yeah, 4.69 speed, definitely not selecting him. So let's go with Pierce Patrick here. He's an 80 overall, quick development. I don't know when the draft analysis is going to be fixed, but that was definitely a good pick. Not bad at all. 91 speed, 82 man, 73 zone's pretty terrible, but 85 press makes up for it a little bit. 89 acceleration, 91 agility, 94 jumping as well. This guy's not bad. Now, depending on this guy's development trait, he might start. Thomas Miles, he ran a 4.42, I think that said. He has a 7.7 combine with pretty decent looking top 3 skills. If this guy has star or superstar, I will probably start him. Unless he's an 83 overall with quick, then I'll probably start him. But let's see what this guy's all about. He's an 80 overall. He actually has normal development. He's ranked 8th in the entire class. 93 speed. is very, very good. 87 agility, 89 acceleration. He's a good player, but I still think I'm going to trade for a running back. I'm going to go with Darren Riley here. He's 6'5". So what I'm thinking I could potentially do is throw him to tight end. I'm not sure if that still works this year, but I kind of want to try it. Let's select him. He's a 74 overall normal development, so he's not the best wide receiver, but I might try to throw him to tight end and see if he goes up in overall, you know, like it happened last year. I'm going to go with Derek Dexter here. He's not bad, but I don't really think he's going to be anything insane. Let's just select him. He's a 74 overall normal development. Not a terrible draft pick. 86 strength isn't bad. 79 block shed, 81 power move. Pretty average player. The only other player I have on my watch board is Eldon Biddle. We drafted 2 other corners, so I don't know if this guy's going to play, but he has a good 3-cone and a good 20-yard shuttle, so I'm just going to take him just for depth. 75 overall, normal development. Pretty good-looking player. 88 speed. Not perfect, but still like decent, not too slow. 77 man, 81 zone, 84 press. Pretty good coverage stats. 91 acceleration, 88 agility. Not that bad. I should have definitely taken this guy. This was the other quarterback I could have taken. He's also in our division, so I hope Tom Brady didn't retire, because it would suck if this guy's starting now. 89 throw power, 78 deep, 87 medium, 87 short. This guy's very, very similar to our quarterback. He just got, you know, better stats. Like, they had the same exact, you know, letter grade, but he just got, you know, the better stats out of it. 80 speed as well. Xavier Howard, a 3rd-round draft pick this year, a 2nd-round draft pick next year, will get me David Johnson. I know I said I wasn't going to trade Kenyon Drake, but, like, I just drafted a very good running back, and I kind of want him to start somewhere because I do think he's a talented running back. I want to see if he can actually develop. So I'm giving him and Devon Godshaw to the Raiders for Rodney Hudson because Josh Sitton retired, so I'm probably going to have Rodney Hudson slide into guard. I completely lied. Josh Sitton did not retire. Brandon Sheriff was just playing center. I don't know why that threw me off for a second. For some reason, I thought Josh Sitton retired. I don't know. But he's still here. But it makes sense why we got Rodney Hudson because we didn't have a center. So there we go. This is the team heading into the 2nd season here. We definitely upgraded a lot. I'm sorry that there's really not many players from the Dolphins on this team. They just have a rough team in simulation. I don't know, man. I don't see them doing well really ever. I think the last rebuild or the rebuild before, they went like 13-3, and that was the best I've ever seen them do. I mean, granted, that's the best most teams would ever do, but still, most of the time, the Dolphins are like the bottom of the division. They always have like a top 5 pick. I don't know. I feel like I just had to really, really change this team. But now we have David Johnson at running back. Of course, Kutavides, the rookie quarterback. Kutavides, I don't know how to pronounce that. There's probably a player in the NFL with that last name. I'm just butchering it. Who else is new on this offense? Rodney Hudson is new. I moved Riley to tight end, and he went up to a 78. I don't know if I want to start him over Gesicki. This is kind of personal bias because I like Gesicki as a player. I think I'm just going to leave him there. And then on the defense, what changed? Roby is now the starting cornerback. I think he's the number 1 corner. Minkah Fitzpatrick is playing in the slot, I think. Yes, he is. I also figured out why Vontaze Burfict had so many sacks. He was playing as the rush left end, and now Trey Flowers is there. Trey Flowers used to be the rush defensive tackle. I moved Michael Brockers there. And the rush right end is still going to be Charles Harris. I don't know why I said Charles Smith. I mean, Michael Brockers doesn't really rush well. He has 64 speed, but I don't know. I still think he can kind of get it done. I could move Dexter there, but again, he's not really that fast either. 70 speed. I'm just going to keep Michael Brockers there. I think he can still do some work. The rest of the defense, though, I think is pretty much the same. I mean, Landon Collins came over from free agency. Dexter's now starting at defensive tackle number 2. But yeah, I think this team can play well. Let's see if we make it to the playoffs. At the midseason mark here, we are actually 6-1. And the Bills are the polar opposite. They are 1-6. So is everybody else in this division. Oh, okay. I'm just letting you guys know. Our only loss this season was to the Jets. And that was their only win. Gotta love to see it. But anyway, let's check out the experience. 1 from Kenny Stills. 1 from Boyer. And that's it. This quarterback does not have any. That is very interesting. On the defensive side, we have 1 from Roby, 2 from Minkah Fitzpatrick, 1 from Trey Flowers, Charles Harris, and Bobby Wagner, who we actually have to bring back to the team. Hopefully, we can, negotiate with him. Rodney Hudson's also here. Brandon Sheriff, Michael Brockers. Josh Sitton's an interesting one. I kind of want to bring him back because he's very good. But he's also 33 years old. I don't know. Devontae Parker, I will probably negotiate with. Matt Hack, Laramie Tunsil. We have a lot of players to bring back. But let's start with Rodney Harrison. We have $89 million. Okay, so we can definitely get all these guys back if I want to. So Rodney Harrison's coming back to the team. Bobby Wagner, I want back as well. I don't think I'm going to negotiate with Josh Sitton. I like him as a player. I think he's a very good player. but he is really old, and I think I can replace him rather easily. Sometimes Marshall Yanda's in this free agency period, and he's usually just a higher overall, or around the same, I would say. I don't know. If anything, I can just bring back Josh Sitton. But Brandon Sheriff's coming back to the team, as is Bobby Wagner and Rodney Hudson. Michael Brockers I want. I hope he's playing well as a rush defensive tackle. I fully understand he doesn't really fit that scheme at all, but it's simulation. I think he can still do well. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to bring back Josh Sitton. Devontae Parker, though, I do want. He has normal development. I think that's a bit rough. I don't think he played too badly last year, did he? I don't watch too many Dolphins games. But Matt Hack I want as well. 96 kick power. Not a bad punter at all. Let's try to get him back onto this team. I had to like double take to make sure I didn't offer him like $20 million. Laramie Tunsil is currently our starting left tackle, so I will bring him back. But I could still go and sign a left tackle in free agency if there's one there. Also, I could move Brandon Sheriff over there. If I'm not mistaken, he played tackle in college, I think, for Iowa. I think he went to Iowa. He could probably play well there, but I've tried to do that in Madden 18, and it doesn't make too much of a difference. Let me just make sure. I think he went to Iowa. Okay, just making sure I wasn't going crazy, but I'll see you at the end of the year. We did make the playoffs this year. We got a first-round bye. If we wouldn't have made it this year, I would have been pissed off. 13-3, 6-10 from the Jets, 4-12 from the Bills, 3-13 from the Patriots. Oh man, that leads me to believe that Tom Brady retired. There's no way the Patriots went 13-3. I mean 3-13 without Tom Brady. I mean with Tom Brady. Can I speak? Probably not. 2-2 in the preseason. Let me just reiterate that. There's no way the Patriots went 3-13 with Tom Brady. That's what I tried to say. Won the opening 3 games, like I mentioned. We lost to the Jets. Won a whole bunch in a row. Lost 2, one against the Eagles, and then the other one against the Browns, and then we lost to we beat the Steelers. What is wrong with me? I cannot get my words out. Carson Wentz wins MVP. Our quarterback over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. That's a good season for sure. David Johnson, 1,427 yards, 11 touchdowns. Only 1 touchdown from 3 other players. RG3 got 1. I didn't even know he was on this team. That is awesome. Receiving, 79 catches, 898 yards from Kenny Stills with 6 touchdowns. Travis Boyer gets over 1,000 yards with 9 touchdowns. Devontae Parker gets 9 touchdowns as well. Sacks, we have 16 from Laramie Tunsil. That's very bad. 8 from Juwan James, 6 from Josh Sitton, 2 from Brandon Sheriff, and then 1 from Rodney Hudson. 119 tackles from Telvin Smith. I did not know he was a senior. That's pretty cool. 116 from Bobby Wagner, 109 from Landon Collins. We have 10 tackles for loss from Michael Brockers. Not many sacks at all. Trey Flowers got 3.5, and he's like our rush defensive end. Okay, interceptions. 3 from Bobby Wagner, Minka Fitzpatrick, and Pierce Patrick. 2 from Andre Howell and Devin Roby. 1 from Telvin Smith, Landon Collins, and Walt Aikens. We actually have a decent amount of interceptions there. 1 touchdown at least. And that's all we get from Walt Aikens. So we were 6th. That looked like an 8 to me at first. In the NFL on offense. And we were 6th on the NFL, in defense. It's a very good season. Carson Wentz wins MVP. We already saw that. David Johnson comes in 5th. Our quarterback is actually in there at number 9. There's a rookie right there, but he is in the NFC, so that's not a big deal. Zachary Engelberger, 71 overall. All right, he might not actually be a 71 because I've noticed the overalls mess up a little. It says this guy's a 74. I think he's a 76, actually. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Le'Veon Bell. David Johnson, though, right behind him. Our quarterback comes in at number 4. Nobody else from the Dolphins. Defensive Player of the Year, Bobby Wagner comes in 3rd. Telvin Smith comes in 5th. And then Minka Fitzpatrick comes in 10th. Okay, didn't expect him to be on that list. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to our quarterback. Travis Boyer comes in 3rd. Harris Smolko, the other quarterback we could have drafted, comes in 2nd. And Thomas Miles is also here. Who is this? Is that our running back? Why is he a 66? Maybe he's starting at fullback. I don't know. Offensive Rookie or Defensive Rookie of the Year. This is a bad segment for me right now. Jesus. Devin Roby comes in 3rd. Let me just kind of take my time. Maybe I can not misspeak again. Pierce Patrick comes in 6th. And that's it for our team with awards. Okay, so I don't want to speak too slowly, but I just keep stumbling over my words. 6 experience points for the rookie quarterbacks, not bad. 2 from Kenny Stills, 1 from Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, Juwan James, and Brendan Sheriff. Boyer probably has some. He has 4. Okay, so he will be a pretty good receiver as well. And then on the defense, 2 from Charles Harris, 2 from Devin Roby, 6 from Minka Fitzpatrick. That's nice. 2 from Pierce Patrick as well. 1 from Bobby Wagner, Andre Howell, Dexter, and Landon Collins, and Trey Flowers. Okay, so let me spend these. This is what the team looks like fully upgraded. This rookie quarterback went up to an 84 overall, with confidence, of course, but he now has star development. Stats are looking a lot better. 94 medium, 93 short, 92 throw on the run. Still pretty poor throw power, but it's okay. I don't think throw power matters that much in simulation. Kenny Stills is up to a 90, Devontae Parker 84, Boyer up to an 83. The offense is looking better now for sure. And then on the defense, Michael Brockers has another experience point. He He did not have one when I just spent him. I did not mean to use it on Power Rusher, but it's fine. He still got a +1 to his overall. Not bad. I think I saw +2 power moves there. Minka Fitzpatrick's an 87. Roby's an 86. He actually had one upgrade point that upgraded him 2 overall points, which is always nice to see. 96 speed on him. Looking good. And then Andre Howell, 89. Landon Collins, 93. Linebacker core looking nice. Let's advance the week here. Actually, let me check out the overall. I think we're an 89. What are the Chargers? They are a 85. An 85, I guess. That's not an A. 85. Whatever. They are a lower overall, but the Chargers are insane to take down in simulation. Can we do it? No, we can't. Okay. Didn't really expect to. It's like there's a few teams, like the Chargers, the Eagles, the Rams, the Steelers, the Jaguars. Those teams are impossible to take down. 2-2 in the preseason. I don't know why I even mentioned that. Okay. 28-20 against the Chargers. We just barely lost that game. $46.87 million to spend in free agency is actually very good for this point. Who is here to bring in? Tyreek Hill is always here. Miles Jack would not be bad. But of course I already have Bobby Wagner, Vontaze Burfict, and Telvin Smith. I don't need him. Don't need Derrick Henry. Sheldon Rankins could be nice. I'll probably go after him. Derrick Kindred isn't terrible. I feel like I was looking for a specific position. Yeah, I was looking for, or Byron Jones isn't bad. I was looking for an offensive lineman. So Taylor Decker, not really what I'm looking for. Clint Bowling, no. Nick Martin, no. John Miller, DeMar Dotson. Wow, these offensive linemen are terrible. So Josh Sitton did retire, so I couldn't have even started him if I wanted to. Jeez, I might have to go after, I'm not even going to go after anybody. I'm just going to trade for another guard or something. And maybe shift around the tackles. I don't know, but I do want Sheldon Rankins. I'll get him. And then maybe somebody else. I'll let you know. I went after Eric Ebron along with Sheldon Rankins, and we got them both. Eric Ebron isn't a huge upgrade over Gesicki, but he's still an 84 overall. And then Sheldon Rankins is going to be the number 2 defensive tackle. Does he have decent speed? He could probably be our pass rushing defensive tackle. 71. Okay, well, it's probably better than Michael Brockers, who I don't even think was playing that position for that game. Yeah, he wasn't. I'll mess that around, but I'm not sure who I'm going to have playing there. I'm trading up with the Raiders in this draft. I'm actually getting the number 1 overall pick. Obviously very unrealistic, but this isn't supposed to be realistic. I'm giving the Raiders the 32nd overall pick, Miles, who we drafted last year, and a second rounder for the first overall pick. So with this pick, I'm going with a left tackle because this guy looks unreal. He has a 7.1 combine grade, if you guys didn't notice that. Travis Bowman, B+ run or pass block finesse, B+ run block, B- run block finesse. He looks really, really good. He's an 81 overall. He has star development. That is awesome to see. 94 strength, 86 run, 81 pass, 87 pass block finesse, 82 run block finesse. He has a couple stats in the 70s there, but he's ranked 6th in the draft. We took him at number 1. Definitely not a reach. So yeah, I'm very happy with that pick. I have nobody left on my draft board, so I didn't really scout too much because I definitely don't need too many positions. I could use another guard. Eric Christensen, 30 reps on the bench press, not fantastic. This guy's 30 reps as well. Charlton Van Buren, what about right tackle? 6.5? 33 reps, let's go with this guy. 80 overall, normal development. Wow, okay, he's actually really good. 89 strength, 83 run block, 86 pass block, 84 run block finesse, 83 pass block finesse, 83 impact blocking. This guy actually has better blocking stats than the left tackle we drafted. But obviously that left tackle is going to stay there. I'm not sure if I'm going to slide that guy that we just drafted into guard or if I'm just going to trade for one. I might just trade for one and see if I can make this team go 16-0 or something. I'm giving the Steelers Riley, Laramie Tunsil, and a 5th round draft pick for David DeCastro, and he's going to fill out our offensive line very, very well. This is the team heading into this final season. A 95 overall offense along with a 95 overall defense. This second-year quarterback can hopefully play really well again. I have the quarterback upgrade, so if he does play well, he should have a lot of experience. David Johnson's still here, of course. Kenny Stills, Devontae Parker, and Boyer are still the wide receivers. This O-line's very different now. Bowman starting at left tackle. David DeCastro starting at left guard. The rest is the same. Eric Ebron is now the tight end. And then over here on the defense, Sheldon Rankins is starting at D tackle number 2. And I think that is the only difference. Roby has an experience point to use. I also figured if you go with slot, they upgrade a bunch of different stats. And there's a good chance that they'll go up twice. Let's see, that upgraded 5 different stats: man coverage, zone coverage, pursuit, play rec, block shed. That was a really good upgrade. Slot's definitely the way to go if you want to upgrade cornerbacks in this game. But let's advance to the end of the season, and I'll let you guys know what we're at. Actually, I'm going to go to the mid-season and renegotiate with some players, but then I'll see you at the at the end of the year. Just like last rebuild, I'm going to show you guys who I was able to bring back. Kenny Stills, Andre Hal, Vontaze Burfict, and Charles Harris are all coming back to the team. I don't really want Cordrea Tankersley or Isaiah Ford or Jamon Moore or anybody else here. We got another first-round bye in this season. I really hope Madden Sim doesn't screw us over in the playoffs again. 12-4 this time, 10-6 from the Patriots, 5-11 from the Jets and the Bills. So we lost one more game, obviously one less game then, but we went 4-0 in the preseason. That's also compared to last year, by the way. We beat the Cardinals to open out the season, lost by 3 points to the 49ers, then won a whole lot in a row. 31-0 against the Broncos, 31-7 against the Raiders, 47-0 against the Bills. We let up 7 points in 3 weeks. That is actually phenomenal. We lost against the Patriots and the Chiefs, and the Patriots again. Wow, that game was very close. This game was really close. This Patriots game was not very close at all. So, could have been a 15-1 season if, some other things went our way. Harris Smolko wins MVP. Okay. Our quarterback, 3,849 yards, 38 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. A good season, under 4,000 yards, but still a decent amount of touchdowns. It's actually a good amount of touchdowns, and not that many interceptions. David Johnson, 1,524 yards, 11 touchdowns. Dontre Levine, who is somebody the computer drafted, got 3 touchdowns, but did fumble twice. Kalen Ballage gets 3 touchdowns as well. Kenny Stills over 1,000 yards again with 11 touchdowns. Devontae Parker gets 7. Eric Ebron gets 8. Travis Boyer only gets 4 this season. Sacks, how many are we at? 13 from the rookies, not too bad. 7 from Juwan James isn't bad either. On the defense here, 120 tackles from Bobby Wagner, 112 from Telvin Smith, and 106 from Devin Roby. Tackles for loss, we have 12 from Trey Flowers, 8 from Charles Harris, 7 from Sheldon Rankins. Sacks, we have 9 from Sheldon Rankins. That's a good season. 6 from Vontaze Burfict as well. He's pass rushing again, by the way. Vontaze Burfict is. We have 4 interceptions from Telvin Smith, 3 from Landon Collins, 2 from Vontaze Burfict, Bobby Wagner, and Minka Fitzpatrick, and then 1 from Andre Hal and Pierce Patrick. Our other corner, Devin Roby, actually did not get a pick. That's okay, though. Do we have any touchdowns? We do not. All right. We were 4th in the NFL in offense. What about defense? Is it any better? We were 3rd. Okay, so it is better. MVP, of course, goes to that guy from the Patriots. Carson Wentz comes in 3rd. David Johnson is in there at number 5. Our quarterback's in there at number 7, though. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, of course, goes to the quarterback from the Patriots. David Johnson at number 2. Our quarterback at number 4. Nobody else from the Dolphins. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Telvin Smith Sr., who is a 75 overall there. I don't know what's up with these overalls. Is it a weird scheme thing? Is he a 75 overall pass rusher? I really have no idea. Anybody else from the Dolphins? Bobby Wagner is in there at number 5. Nobody else from our team. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Dontre Levine comes in 3rd. Or Levine. It's probably Levine and not Levine. Defensive Rookie of the Year, nobody from the Dolphins, I don't think. Best quarterback, our guy comes in 2nd, but of course, his, peer, his rival, comes in 1st. That's interesting. Obviously, nobody else from the Dolphins. Best running back actually goes to David Johnson. I almost said Davion Johnson because I saw Le'Veon Bell at number 2. Wow. Okay, nobody else from the Dolphins. Best wide receiver goes to Sammy Watkins. Kenny Stills, though, comes in at number 2. Nobody else from our team. Best offensive lineman, we have the top 3 guys in David DeCastro, Rodney Hudson, and Brendan Sheriff. But then we also have Juwan James, and then we're just missing our rookie left tackle. He actually played very well. Sort of surprised he didn't make it. Best D lineman goes to J.J. Watts. Nobody from the Dolphins. Best linebacker goes to Telvin Smith, who, is a 75 overall. Imagine he actually is in this roster somehow. Bobby Wagner comes in 8th on that list. And then best defensive back goes to Derwin James. He's a 98 overall. I honestly can't wait to rebuild the Chargers. Landon Collins comes in 5th on that list. Best kicker goes to Matt Prater. I don't even know who our kicker is, and I will never know. Now I can always check. But let's see what the experience points are looking like. Our quarterback should have a decent amount. He has 4. That's definitely not bad. He should go up to around a 90. It'll be like an 88 with confidence. 1 from Kenny Stills, Devontae Parker, and then 3 from Boyer, 2 from Bowman, the rookie, 1 from Gesicki and David Johnson. And then on the defense, we have 1 from Telvin Smith, who is definitely not a 75 overall. Maybe this scheme, it's supposed to be a power rusher. That's probably it. That's why he's a 75. Whatever. 2 from Charles Harris, 1 from Sheldon Rankins and Trey Flowers, 3 from Minka Fitzpatrick, 1 from Landon Collins, 2 from Roby, and then 2 from Patrick. This is what the roster looks like with a weird black background for some reason. We actually have a higher rated offense than defense this time. I feel like it's always the other way around. Our quarterback now has superstar development. He's an 88 overall. Actually looking very good. Again, not much, throw power, but very, very good accuracy stats aside from deep accuracy. 78 speed still. That's okay. David Johnson, 98 overall with confidence. His O-line's looking insane. The interior, especially, everybody is at least a 91 overall, which is always nice to see. And then on the defensive side, Minka Fitzpatrick is a 90. Roby is an 89. This team is looking very, very good. Telvin Smith is very far away from a 75 overall. Let's check out the overall difference between us and the Jaguars. We will probably lose this game. We are 94, they're an 85. So we have a 9 overall point advantage, but I still have like a 30% confidence level in us winning. Let's see if that pays off. I don't know. We actually won. Okay, we have to take on the divisional rival Patriots, who of course has our rival quarterback on it. Can we take them down and go to the Super Bowl? And take on the Eagles, that's my guess. We actually have to take on the Packers. We did beat the Patriots. Okay, nice. Let's check out the record. Not the record. I always say that. Let's check out the score. 23-17 against the Jaguars. That was a very close game. 27-17 against the Patriots. That was fairly close as well. But the Packers are probably a pretty good team. I'm going to say they're like an 84 overall. We should definitely have a higher overall team. They're an 87. A bit higher than I thought. We are a 94. Let's see if we can win this game. This game was close for a while, but then the Packers kind of ran away with it. 38-17, 45-17. Okay, yeah, this game is not close anymore. 45-24. That is going to be the score we lose to by what? I don't know. I don't know if that made any sense. But we were not able to win a Super Bowl. That's okay. DJ Khaled there, walking with our team. I don't want to watch this celebration. It's not for us. Let's check out the stats quickly, and then I'll end this video because I think this was pretty successful here, even though we didn't really have too much playoff success. Our quarterback, 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not a very good game. Aaron Rodgers, though, was definitely MVP, if you ask me. 310 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Austin Eckler, 74 yards and a touchdown. David Johnson did not get a touchdown, but averaged pretty decently. Vincent Rodgers, 9 catches, 107 yards, no touchdowns. Randall Cobb got 1. Travis Boyer got 2. Nick Boyle, Devontae Adams, I already said Randall Cobb. Kenny Stills, and Seth Adkins all got a touchdown. He had 1 catch for 1 yard and a touchdown. What a legend. We have 13 tackles from Bobby Wagner, 12 from Clayton Craig, 11 from Telvin Smith, 10 from Minka Fitzpatrick, 2 tackles for loss for Sheldon Rankins, Trey Flowers, Vince Beigel, and Kenny Clark, and then 1 from Sheldon Day. We have 2 sacks from Trey Flowers, 1.5 from Nick Perry, 1 from Jake Ryan, and then a half a sack from Clayton Craig. So Trey Flowers was the only player who could successfully get to Aaron Rodgers. He's not an easy player to sack, though, I'll tell you that. I said that like I have experience trying to sack him. Okay. Kevin King, though, got a pick. So did Jair Evans. Not Evans. What? Jair Alexander. Why can't I speak in this video right now? I definitely have to end this video before I have an aneurysm or something because I cannot speak. Thank you guys very much for watching. Here's one last look at the offense and then one last look at the defense. Almost 99 on both sides. But thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.